Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector75, and welcome back to another Transformers review. For this review, I thought I'd do my knockoff Doubledealer / G1 Doubledealer comparison review. Yeah, so let's just crack straight on with it. I'm going to show you the G1 Doubledealer first. This is him in all his glory. He is, of course, a missile sort of like launcher stroke trailer. I can't remember the exact terminology for it. I'm sure someone out there knows. Now then, I had this when I was a kid and I loved this guy. This is probably one of the best Powermasters, along with Darkwing and Dreadwind. There we go. As you can see, you can attach this little blue bit which becomes his chest, and you can put little knock Powermaster in there. Just you can have it all sort of get the words out, of course, detached. But you know, I think it completes the look, doesn't it? You don't actually need this bit, but you know, it's always nice to have it. Anyway, let's get a nice 360 on the figure here. Actually, really good. What I'm going to show you first, actually no, I'm going to show you the knockoff Doubledealer next in vehicle mode. And this is him here. Of course, much the same, apart from he's been recoloured on the missile here at the top, and knock the Powermaster there has been recoloured in blue instead, or bluey green instead of the red, which is on the normal Doubledealer. Oh, pardon me. Let's get a nice size comparison going here. Of course, I'm going to take some pictures and put them at the end anyway, so you can see them a lot better. But here we go. As you can see, the knockoff Doubledealer is double sized and actually very good. Well, in places anyway. Let's have a look. There you go. Actually, there you go. And of course, the missile does move and everything. He does have a few drawbacks, which we'll come to when I transform him. But to be honest, he's actually pretty good. You know, they've actually made quite a good job. And I can't remember how much this cost me. It's about $20 from kotoys.com. Now then, some of the drawbacks to this figure. Of course, being a Powermaster, he's supposed to have a lock-in mechanism, so you have to put the Powermaster engine in him to unlock his transformation. Unfortunately, they didn't put this in this, so the legs just sort of flop about. So when you put him down the wheel, he just sort of does this, which is a bit annoying. And of course, whoa, yeah, and that bit has a tendency to fall off and all. And now then, these wheels are supposed to lock in as well. They've been taken away as well, so they just sort of flop about. And if you move him a bit, it will just sort of do the splits like that, unfortunately. That is actually probably the only drawbacks with this guy. Right, so we're going to move back to the Generation 1 Doubledealer. I'm going to take the little blue, whatever you want to call that bit out. And we're going to take his missile off. It just nicely slots on there. I'm going to put that to one side. Actually, first I'm going to show you the Powermaster engines. This is Knock. Here we are, that's Knock. Nice little Powermaster engine, much the same as all the others really, just been slightly, obviously, a bit different, but would have been nice if they'd chromed that bit, would have been really good. And the same with Scar here. If they'd have sort of like chromed these bits, that would have been absolutely fantastic. Now then, we're going to do a little size comparison with the knockoff Scar and Knock, once I get him out of there. Right, we're going to start with Scar. This is the knockoff Scar. And this is the original, as you can see, double sized. Actually, really sort of cool, like that. Let's just transform Scar here. As you can see, just for a bit of difference, I actually made this knockoff one into a Generation 2. I just put Generation 2 logos on it. So that's Scar there. Let me show you the G1 Scar actually transformed into his little bat form. There he is. Now then, in the G1, this was supposed to be some sort of bat creature, but in the Japanese cartoon, he was well, he was the same guy, just had different suits, and one was like a bat suit, really, a bit strange, but there we go. Probably made more sense in the Japanese one than it did in the American version, to be honest. Anyway, right, this is Knock. In his little engine mode, and then we're going to size comparison there with Knock. As you can see, double size, pretty good. We're going to transform the original G1 Knock here. As you can see, Knock is red in colour, and this one is blue in colour mainly, and there they are, standing next to each other. Now, a lot of people go on about these arms, that you shouldn't move them. But to be honest, I have never had a problem with these breaking off. I did buy a chrome dome once with an arm broken off, so it's not to say it doesn't happen, but I've never had a problem with it. Apart from my black Zarek, but then again, that was gold plastic, so there we go. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it, obviously. Right, so let's start with the original G1 double dealer. Let's take this guy to Autobot robot mode. Of course, we have to put knock in him here. I'm going to show you how to transform the original G1 one and then just quickly scan through the knockoff version. Now then, he has his little powermaster compartment in here, and each engine will unlock a different feature on him. So we put knock in there, and as you can see, he's now unlocked the legs like that because there's a little locking mechanism. So first of all, we just flip out the legs like that, and we split them, and then we just turn them, sort of like about 90 degrees odd, something like that. And then we get these little portions up the top here, and then we just flip these round, out and round, like that. Then we get this section, flip his robot head up, put the little arms down, like that, and then we get this little blue section again, make sure we get the right one. And it just sort of fits on there, really, just to take the bad look off his chest. Now then, a fine, good robot mode. Unfortunately, the arms will only move at the elbow. Bit annoying. But hey ho, then what you do with this missile, you split it in half like that. You put this sort of like missile thing on his shoulder like that, and then the other portion become a gun. Quite a good little robot mode if you ask me. The legs unfortunately won't move forwards, they'll just move out to the side. A little bit annoying. I'm sure they could have done something about that if they'd really wanted to. But a very good robot mode. I had lots of fun with this when I was a kid. Yeah, very, very impressive. Right, let me just put him down there for a second. Let's transform this big bad boy. Now, let's take this missile out. It's actually quite a pain to get in here. I had to file down the insides of the head just to get the missile to fit in. Now then, I'm sure someone out there could have a lot of fun with that. Let's just split it in half like that. Ready. Now then, like I say, you don't need to put the powermaster in, but I shall put it in just for sort of like, just to show you that he does actually fit in there. Not too well, but he does sort of go in there. So we just sort of stick him in. It's sort of really just sort of like, it just holds in really, nothing spectacular. Anyway, so again, we just fold the legs out, split them, turn them. The legs on this one are a little loose, and the arms are a tiny bit loose as well. But they're all metal pins holding them together, so I can't really tighten them up that well. Then we flip the robot head up. As you can see, it's been slightly recoloured. He's got like a chromed mouthpiece. Again, you put this on here. No, not in that hole. That's his gun, isn't it? There we go. And this one will go on his little shoulder like that. Then you get this big blue piece again, and it does go on here, though this one is a little more tricky to get on, being a bloody knockoff. But there you go. I've actually got it on quite easy for once. Normally it's a pain in the fucking arse. Right, so there we go. So that is the knockoff double dealer. And this is the G1 double dealer. Here we go. As you can see, he's like towering over him. Actually, he's still very good. He does look very impressive on the side and displayed like this. One little complaint is his arms are literally just all hollow. Bit unfortunate, but then again, the G1 was much the same anyway. So there we go. Let me just put him down there because I've got that big missile aiming in your face like a big dildo. Anyway, right. So let's transform this guy into Decepticon Falcon mode. So then we just take this bit off. We basically have to transform him back to the... Actually, I'm going to take knockout right now. It's a bit tight in there. Right, so we basically have to transform him back into missile trailer mode, whatever you want to call it. So that raises up. They lock into position like that. Let me just do this big guy. We'll get knockout. We'll take that bit off, take that out, flip the head down, do the legs, flip them round, flip them down, and in, and round. Right, so that's that guy done. We'll come to him in 1 second. Right, so now then, to turn him into the Decepticon Falcon, we get Scar. We transform him into... You've got to make sure the wings go right as well. You've got to put this one in first and then that one on top, just to give them a nice sort of like even feel. Right, now then, we put Scar this time into the powermaster slot, and now then he pushes little different buttons. See, the legs are now locked, you can't actually move these, but now these side portions are unlocked. Let me turn it around that way. So they will flip out and form sort of falcon legs like that. We flip the little claws out, or talons, whatever you want to call them. Like that, we flip that down there. The next thing we do is come around to the back here. We flip out the little wings, like so, and extend them. It's got a nice little good Decepticon sign on there. This guy didn't actually come with the rub sign. I believe this is when they started not to come with rub signs at all, unfortunately. Either that or the one I had as a kid just never came with one of the two. Anyway, then we flip open this little section, and then in there is his little falcon head. We just flip that out, spin it round, close that back up. Now then, for this, to finish him off, you can either put this little funny fellow missile in his robot head holder down there, but it does look a bit rude. It does look like he's got a big cock hanging off him, so I don't usually like to put that in there anyway. So I just usually leave that off, but there we go. Anyway, and then you can put the gun on the back there, or you can put it in this one just there. Whichever takes your fancy. I don't want to go into that one too well, so I'm just going to shove it on there. And then you can put this bit on the back, like so. Then you can also put little, whoa, if I can pick him up, put a little knock in there, and you can sit in there and like sort of like aim the gun and fire at people and stuff. Anyway, right, so that is Doubledealer in Falcon mode. As you can see, the wings will sort of like move however you want them. His little beak will open and close. He's got a really good head sculpt. I do like this. Overall, a very good Falcon mode. I did, like I say, I had loads of fun with this when I was a kid. Right, let's move on to the knockoff version. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to put Scar in there. You don't need to. His wings don't close up with any sort of symmetry, so you just sort of like shove him in there. Like I say, I don't need to, and he doesn't go in all that well. But we'll stick him in there and see what happens. Right, so we put that like that. That'll hold Scar in there. Turn it over. Again, we flip out these little wheels. Flip out the little falcon legs like that. And then we come back round to the back here. Flip out the wings. I put a nice Generation 2 Decepticon logo on him there, as you can see, just to give him a bit of difference. Then I'm extending these wings here. Hopefully, just on a side note, I should be getting a oversized Blitz wing soon, knockoff. I did actually see my local corner shop, was a bit of a surprise, and I saw a leader class animated Starscream. Is actually about that sort of big. 10 quid though, and I thought, to be honest, I don't really like the figure that much, so I didn't buy it. Anyway, don't know what I'm going about that. Let's get on with this guy. Right, so we open this little thing there, flip out the falcon head, like that. Now then, this guy's actually been recoloured. He's got a lot more colour on his head. These little sections here have been painted in, and of course his beak does open, and they've painted the teeth as well. I don't know whether you want to pick that out. And again, like I say, you can put this missile thing under here if you wanted to, like that. But I don't usually do that. This thing will fit better in this one, like that. And again, you can put little, well, you can't put it there, but you can do the same, basically. You can fiddle around with it till you're happy. And so this is the knockoff Doubledealer in Decepticon Falcon mode. As you can see, it's absolutely huge. I do like this one. This is one of my favourite ones that I got from KO Toys and that little lot. Along with the Micromaster Devastator oversized thing. That was really cool. And of course my G1 Devastator and Revenge of the Fallen colours. They were my top ones from that little lot. And I've got a few more coming, which I'll do a review of whenever they come. Probably just come after Christmas actually, because I only ordered them today. But yes, what a figure. I know a lot of people out there don't like knockoffs and they won't like this one, but you know, it's for how much it was only like 20 quid or something. And it just looks good on the side. It just, I don't know. To me, they're actually pretty cool. I do like them. They're just little differences, that's all. And you can imagine him sort of swooping in like that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this review there. I hope you liked it. Yeah, so hopefully I should now be doing, because I've got all my headmasters down here. You can't actually see them. And I've got Fortress Maximus. And I've got a week off next week. I'm going to try and upload this one tonight. This is actually like the 11th of December when I'm doing this. So I'm going to try and upload it tonight. So normally sometimes I do a video and then I just sort of like leave it for weeks and then I upload it, just so I don't run out of videos. But I'm going to try and do this one, yeah, and I've got all my headmasters and I'm going to try and run through all the headmasters and the target masters, because I know Gerard wants to see them. And I've got a really good Fortress Maximus. This guy is literally mint. And I mean, the box was mint as well. I couldn't believe it. I only paid like 240 quid for it. That was back in 1995. Which was a lot of money back then. My mates told me I've been fucking ripped off, but I didn't think so. I mean, when I show you it, you'll be amazed just how good condition this box is. Considering how huge it is, you'd be surprised just how good a condition it is. Anyway, right, this has been Graham, the Collect 75. And I shall see you all next time.